I represent Mr. Knight. Now, dollars aside, will he get a motorhome and script approval?
Michael, don't forget a parking place in the shade.
You won't need a car. You'll have a chauffeur-driven limo.
A chauffeur-driven limousine. Fantastic. I'll take it.
No deal. He already has a contract.
How did that car get here?
Special thanks.
Knight Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. Michael Knight, a young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in the world of criminals who operate above the law.
This is it, folks. We've come to the end of Knight Rider Classic. This is Beyond the Night, episode 31. I am one of your hosts, Steve, Joe, and Mike, and joining me is Dion the Music Man. Hello.
Hi. We've come to the final conclusion of this for a while, huh?
Yeah, we are going to do the season 4 recap next week, like we always do with the recaps, and then we'll, in next week's episode, we'll have an announcement as far as the future of the podcast. But for now, I wanted to go through, I mentioned it last week at the end of episode 30 of how season 4 should have ended. And I'm actually going to go through, I actually redid this, okay? I went through and I moved some stuff around in the Knight Rider, the Beyond the Night schedule. So I'm going to actually read off how I feel season 4 should have, how the episode order should have been.
Oh, did you? I wish you had sent me a copy of this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Surprise. It's only two. It's only two changes.
Oh, okay.
I flip-flop something and I flip-flop something else. Season 4 starts with the two-part or 2-hour episode Night of the Juggernaut. Obviously, leave that where it is.
Right.
Everything stays where it is, pretty much. Night of the Juggernaut, Kidnap, Sky Knight, Burial Ground, Wrong Crowd, Night Sting, Many Happy Returns. Night Racer, Night Behind Bars, Night Song, they all stay the same.
Right.
Here's where it changes. After Night Song, Night of the Rising Sun, Voodoo Knight, Out of the Woods. Then you got Deadly Nightshade, Redemption of a Champion, and then episode 30 pretty much stays this, or episode 30 of the podcast pretty much stays the same. Night of a Thousand Devils, Hills of Fire, Night Flight to Freedom.
Right.
You need something really cool and really awesome to come off those 3 episodes, which are just fucking horrible. So, from episode 30 to here in episode 31, even though we've already reviewed 2 of these episodes, I reordered them. So, episode 30 of last week's podcast, we had Night of a Thousand Devils, Hills of Fire, Night Flight to Freedom. If I was in charge of Knight Rider, or if I was a head at NBC at the time, back in the 80s, that's how I would have ended the series.
Because that would have been Brandon Tartikoff at the time.
Yeah.
When he had done that.
Here's how I would have ended Knight Rider Classic. After Night Flight to Freedom, instead of Night of the Rising Sun, here's how I would do it is, Fright Night stays where it is. So Fright Night, Killer Kitt, and then The Scent of Roses is how it should have fucking ended. Hello?
I'm impressed. No, I'm sitting here with my jaw dropped because I would have ended that the same way.
Because if you look at Night of the Rising Sun and Voodoo Knight, they're basically one-off episodes. Night of the Rising Sun, which we'll talk about at some point in today's episode.
Right.
A powerful Japanese businessman attempts to abduct the adopted son of Devon's friend because the boy is a direct descendant of the founder of an ancient terrorist cult. That's a one-off Villain of the Week episode.
Yes, it is.
Voodoo Knight. A self-proclaimed voodoo princess is inducing the members of a recently returned archaeological expedition to commit crimes and then kill themselves. That's a Villain of the Week episode.
Yeah.
These two episodes are not series-ending episodes. Killer Kitt is... It has something to do with the Foundation. It has something to do with Michael. Obviously, it has something to do with Kitt. And obviously, as we've said many times before, on The Scent of Roses, that was the last straw.
I really wish, like you had said in episode 30, that, or maybe you said it off air, TFG1 Mike, I really wish that they did listen to David about this, because it would have made sense to have, and that's why I paused. It wasn't that I was ignoring you. I'm sitting here going through these episodes in my head like, hell yeah, that works.
Yes,
because you have Killer Kitt as the, second to last.
Right.
Like you said, and then Scent of Roses as the last one. Because, like I've said, like we said in, I think it was 29, Kitt says, "Where are we going, Michael?" And Michael says, "We're going home."
Yeah.
We're going home, Kitt. We're going to family. We're going back to the Foundation. And that's, obviously we see the familiar sunset, fading into sunset deal, et cetera, et cetera. So that, Scent of Roses would have been the perfect season finale. That would have been the closing curtain on the show.
It would have been the perfect series finale, but as we've said throughout the series run of Knight Rider Classic, they do season premieres well, and they suck at season finales, or even a series finale. So, yeah, I don't know. So, we're going to truck through the final 3 episodes of Knight Rider Classic Season 4 after this.
Don't you think someone's trying to destroy your movie, such as the fan who stays 28?
Action!
The Phantom stage 28?
Let's just call him a guy in a monk suit, okay?
Now, I saw that guy, Mr. Knight, and he was real.
Michael, I've detected some movement directly behind you.
He's all yours.
You've had 2 cracks at him, and you've blown them both.
I'll make the next one count.
First up today is Fright Night, and basically this is your Phantom of the Opera episode, people. It really is. But I gotta say, compared to last week, I really enjoyed the hell out of it.
I did like this one, and it actually...
Unexplainable accidents on a movie set are blamed on a legendary phantom haunting stage 28. Dun dun dun. I love this episode. This episode is awesome, and I'm not just saying that because the other 3 episodes last week are so shitty. I'm not saying that just because I needed something sweet in my mouth here, folks. I'm just saying it because it's true. This episode is better than I thought it was going to be. It really, really is.
Well, I'm glad that they got, the special guest to play the Phantom, Mr. Robert Englund.
Oh, yeah.
To do that.
That's very interesting. Yes, that's true.
So for all you Freddy Krueger fans, obviously, there you go. Yeah. Obviously, he's also been in some other stuff as well.
Most people know him as Freddy.
Yeah, most everybody knows him as Freddy. But yep, Robert Englund is the villain this time around. But you know what? It's not a Villain of the Week episode. This one goes beyond that.
Oh no, it so does. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, can I also say this? And you might get pissed, but this surpasses Halloween Night by a fucking long shot.
Wait, what?
This episode.
Yeah.
Surpasses Halloween Night by a fucking long shot. Because...
But Halloween Night was so horrible.
No, I know that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that this episode, if you were to put this episode against Halloween Night...
Oh, okay, yeah.
I would pick Fright Night over Halloween Night.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. Like, this really isn't.
It's not one of those predictable episodes.
Well, it's not a predictable episode, but the whole time I'm thinking, it's the secretary. It's the secretary. It's the secretary. It's the guy that is everywhere that knows everything. But I didn't also see it coming either.
No.
But this, to me, Fright Night, even though it has the title of Fright Night, should have been something like Film Night or something. Like, it should have been something more to do with the movies, because technically this is not a Halloween episode. Like, sure, the guy dresses up as a phantom, but it's not. It doesn't take place at Halloween.
No.
There's no pumpkins around. Devin isn't dressed up as Louis the 16th. Louis the 14th, Bonnie. You know, there are no fucking costume parties. There are no Three Stooges gorilla suits laying around. This is more of a film noir kind of episode versus a Halloween episode. So when you said, oh, this is so much better than Halloween Night, well, anything is better than Halloween Night.
Well, this is kind of like Halloween, or this is kind of like Hollywood in Hollywood.
Yeah.
In a matter of speaking. So, and this is, you know, we actually do kind of go back to the Kitt has his moments segments, which is nice.
Yes. Yes, it really, really is. I mean, Kitt kind of shines in this episode.
Yeah.
Which one of those clips will be, I think I have it set to be at the end of this episode. What's with the darkened windows?
This is Hollywood, Michael. I'm wearing my shades.
Yeah, I'm wearing my sunglasses. But yeah, no, this episode is a breath of fresh air compared to last week.
It is.
It very much is. So let's get to the scanners.
Your insurance inquiry. Gavin and the studio are fully covered.
That means they both get their investments back if the picture can't be completed. It gives us nothing.
Well, I also discovered that the studio has just taken out an additional $4 million policy on their star, Liz Preston.
No kidding. That's uncanny timing. She's doing a major stunt today, Devin.
All right, we are turning on the scanners, and before we really get to any of the good parts, I actually had to look this up because I there was an episode.
Oh no!
Well, you want to talk about where RC or where Peter Parros has been since Knight Rider? It was here in the Eastern time zone, the best time zone in the world. They run Seinfeld on TBS Superstation from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every pretty much every night during the week.
So about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, well, about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I saw an episode of it, and I saw RC in a policeman's uniform, and I'm like,
get out!
Yeah, he was in an episode of Seinfeld, Officer Number 2. The episode is The Trip, Part 2.
Huh.
Yeah, I was like, hey, wait a second, what is RC doing in that episode? And we'll get to, obviously, next week when we do the recap,
right? We
can also do kind of a cast recap, kind of like where are they now?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that next week. But Scanner's on for Fright Night. Even though I've seen these Phantom type episodes before in other shows and movies, I really enjoyed this one. Everything about it was so cool. Even though the villain was basically staring you in the face every time Michael walked into that office, you still didn't know.
No.
And the mystery surrounding the whole thing was just amazing. It was just simply awesome.
Well, then you thought, like you said, when you thought, okay, it was the secretary or it was this person, a lot of people thought it was a special effects guy that was causing the accidents, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So,
what did you like about this one?
A lot of the scary moments, actually. You know, I actually liked the scene where David gets caught, and I'm not sure if I know it's like some type of rope thing that he's falling down off of. It's right before it goes to the commercial break.
Oh yeah.
It's right before it goes to the commercial break, and you see the Phantom, talking to him, goodbye, Mr. Knight, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So, that was kind of cool, and then I liked it was kind of a comical moment for David. Do you know you're my favorite airbag?
Yeah. That was cool. That was good.
So, I liked that, and I actually liked the ending where you see Jaws
pop out of the water.
I liked that. I was like, oh, that's just classic.
Yeah.
So
that was awesome.
Those are my moments. I'm sure I've got a few more somewhere, but I think those are the top 3.
I wrote this down as a scanner's off moment because I wasn't sure. I swear in the very beginning of the episode it was Michael it was David Hasselhoff as the stuntman that went to the hospital. I swear it was him. It was his height. It looked like him, had the same kind of afro looking white man haircut that he has. But Michael in character didn't even know about the film thing yet until obviously Devin informs him. But
right.
I think it's kind of cool, and I put it in scanners off because I'm still not sure. I'm sure, but I'm not sure. I don't know. It's one of those things.
I thought it was David too.
Yeah, I think it is him, and it is cool. So it could go either way. It could go into scanners on either way. But
right.
The other thing is, at first I thought the actress, quote unquote actress, was supposed to be better. Like, I didn't realize she was one of those, oh my god, I broke a nail. What you say after someone saves your life from a falling light fixture, really? My god, I broke a nail. Ugh.
Yeah, that was when there were, when you're talking about the scene where there's the makeup table.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. But other than that, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was damn good. It was some of the best.
Oh my god, I broke another nail.
I know. It was so stupid. So, all right, we are moving on.
Now you've got an Asian son and an Asian enemy.
Where's the boy Coy O'Brien?
I don't know. These characters believe they're supposed to rule the world.
Well, you better make sure this guy Tanika doesn't get me.
You think you have won, but you have yet to face the spirit of the kamikaze!
Keep your eyes open, your back's covered, and keep swinging. Let's go.
What the hell is that?
Up next is Night of the Rising Sun. Oh boy. Okay, as I said before, a powerful Japanese businessman attempts to abduct the adopted son of Devon's friend because the boy is direct descendant of the founder of an ancient terrorist cult. Boring. Yeah, this plot, and I think another reason why I'm so soured on this episode, even though I hadn't seen it in about 4 years, because the reason why I'm so sour on it is when the original Knight Rider Classic Season 3 DVDs came out before they did the box set. When the original Season 3 DVDs came out, this episode was a bonus feature on the Season 3 DVD set, and I'm thinking, why would you, of all episodes to preview for Season 4, why would you put this fucking lame-ass episode on here? I didn't get it, but rewatching it, I don't care for the plot. It would have made more sense if, because, what's the guy's name? The adopted father.
Nick O'Brien?
Yeah. If O'Brien was the adopted father and the Japanese dude was his actual father, it would have made it a better episode instead of, oh, I just want to use him for his lightsaber skills. Yeah, stop the Empire. We must stop Queen Amidala from opening up trade routes.
Oh my god, what's wrong with you?
Not my fault. George Lucas made those characters. But no,
now watch. We're gonna get a lot of hate mail because of you.
Hey, it's better than getting no mail. What did you like? What did you think of the plot in this one?
Oh, oh god, it's a VOW. It's a villain of the week again.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of kind of like Night Flight to Freedom in a sense that, okay, yes, the episode is talking about America near the end of the episode and whatnot, but it's kind of before you get to that, you know, you're fighting this Chinese guy.
I think he's Japanese.
Or Japanese, right? Japanese. You know, they're you know, the guy is sitting there talking about he belongs to his culture, you know, and O'Brien's fighting for him, you know, and of course any dad that's, you know, any adoptive father would do that for their child, so that makes sense, but it's, I don't want to compare it to Brother's Keeper because it's not like that.
It's not like that at all.
It is not like Brother's Keeper. No. It's not.
No, it's not. It's not. But if it was, as I just said, what they should have done was they should have made, instead of Tenchi or Tensai or whatever the fuck the Japanese businessman's name is that instead of
Tanika,
whatever.
Yeah.
Tamika, Shamika, Shaniqua, I don't care.
Oh my god, okay, no, not the black female. Man, don't go there. Oh god.
Now I have to put that song in this episode.
Oh!
But no, the dude, it would have been better, the writers, if they had made him his biological father.
Right.
Versus him just wanting this kid to raise the Yakuza or whatever the fuck. I don't get Japanese culture whatsoever when it comes to gangs and triads and nomads and whatever the fuck. So, let's just jump to the scanners before I get in any more trouble.
The things I'm forced to put up with.
Let's get to the scanners. There's one good thing about this app. SPM. That was cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
That was cool. But yeah, when they were talking about America at the end, the ending of this episode is the best part.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have any other scanners on other than that. Did you have any?
No, I don't have any. No.
For scanners off, I can't get into these foreign plots. This because I understand. Everyone at some point who has migrated to America came from somewhere else. I get that. I understand that. So, you know, I'm sure, you know, if you look way back in my family tree, I'm sure my ancestors came from somewhere else. That's fine. I just don't think this type of stuff needs to be in an American television show. I mean, that's like going out in the corner and hearing people speak Spanish and thinking that they're talking about you when you can't understand the fucking language. Spanish, Russian, French, whatever. It doesn't have to be specifically Spanish people,
right.
But this is America, goddammit. Speak fucking English. I don't know. And again, kid had no cool moments. He didn't even have a moment with the fucking kid whatsoever. Okay, yeah, there was a moment. There was one where the kid was in the car with Michael, and he's like, "Oh, show me what this baby can do."
Yeah.
But really, like for me with Kitt, when he has his moments, it's Michael's not there. Like kind of like the dog episode when Michael ended up getting fleas at the end. He's like, "Did I see what I think I did see what I thought I saw."
No wonder why I've been feeling itchy lately.
Yeah, you know, that's a Kitt moment for me right there. Or like if you take Maggie from Just My Bill, or if you take any of the other characters that get into Kitt by them, you know, even Charlie Connors, you know, the blind guy driving.
Right.
You know, that's a Kitt moment. Having the kid in the car with Michael and using the retro rockets for speed, I didn't think that was a Kitt moment to me at all.
Well, and then, you know, you mentioned different characters in Kitt. You know, don't forget Natalie from season 1, Short Notice.
Yeah. So there's that. I don't know. What about you? What kind of scanners off?
Oh, it's just, you know, okay. You're like you said. I'm not, you know, and neither one of us are racist, okay? I mean, I'm not, okay? I understand that, like you said, you know.
We can say some colorful things on this show because it's teamed explicit, but we are not racist.
Well, we are not racist, no. But the thing of it is that why do you need to put a lot of this in an American television show? See, it
Exactly.
makes you wonder. It makes you wonder though how much of this was aired overseas.
Yeah, really.
It actually does, because there are certain laws, or certain customs that you have to do for an American show like this, especially if it's being voiceover dubbed.
And especially if it's being, I guarantee you, if this episode was shown outside of North America, it would have not had that ending of America's great, yay, baseball.
No, they would have altered it.
Yeah, they would have heavily altered it. This episode. All right, let's move on to the series finale of Classic.
Oh God!
I spooked him.
Tars had just left a party where the guest of honor was a voodoo princess.
Voodoo, wait a minute. One guy picked me up and slammed dunked me against the wall.
I finally have some results on those ear clips. They could create electrochemical responses in the brain.
Where to, Michael?
121 Wall Street.
You become one of them. That building is scheduled for demolition.
Good night, everybody. Because Voodoo Knight does not fucking exist.
This is the worst fucking episode. This outdoes Race for Life for me. Honestly, it does. I'll watch. I don't care if it scares the shit out of me. I'll watch Halloween Night all fucking day long, 24 hours a day. This is easily the worst fucking episode of the entire fucking series. How is a dumbass villain of the week, stupid ass mind control voodoo plot the series finale?
And where's Bonnie?
Well, she was here.
No, she wasn't.
Wasn't she?
No, not in this episode.
Okay, well,
not at all.
I don't remember.
No.
I basically, and I'm going to be completely honest, I watched this episode about 2 weeks before we recorded just to see if I would enjoy anything about it. I didn't. Right before we recorded this episode, I only watched it to get audio, very minimal audio for what the clips will be for scanners, for the scanners and for whatever. Honestly, we're not even going to do, we're just going to do it all in one clip because this episode, how dare they? How fucking dare these producers do something so stupid as to end your show?
Because I see why you rearranged the episodes.
There's not even a fucking cliffhanger to did Glenn Larson know they weren't going to get a 5th season? If he did, fine. Reorder the fucking show and put Scent of Roses here, you dumb fuck. I'm sorry to say, I've never talked to Glenn Larson. I've never met the man. I'm sure he's a very nice person. I've seen interviews with him. He seems to be a very cool, down-to-earth person. I have nothing against the guy personally. But he is a dumb fuck for letting them do this to his fucking show.
He was, well, yeah, because I was going to say, he was the executive producer, but I think Robert Foster was another executive producer with Glenn, so, I don't know.
I think that the creator, because Glenn was the creator.
Right, Glenn was the creator of the show.
You would think that the creator / executive producer would have more control than a regular executive producer, since he created the fucking shit.
Right. I don't get it.
This episode is lame, dumb, boring, and stupid. It just is. It just is. The only highlight that I noticed in this that I wrote down, Cameron Zachary returns from the dead. Well, his actor does. The guy that plays...
Oh my God, that's right.
I only recognized him because I heard his voice.
The voice.
I had heard his voice before. But that's the only... Again... There are no Kitt moments. There are no Michael and Kitt moments. Obviously, Bonnie's not even in the fucking episode.
No, she's not.
RC has maybe minimal moments. There are no Devon moments. There are no animal moments. There's
no kid moments or anything.
Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing.
I mean, poor David, he was taken to town. They were acting, but you see David getting thrown up against walls, and it's like, oh God, bad.
It's just the worst episode ever. I think I said this off air, and I'll say it on air. I'll say it on the fucking record. I don't care. I'm looking forward to Team Knight Rider.
You did say it off air.
There's nothing in Team Knight Rider can be as bad as this. Even though I know Team Knight Rider is bad, I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I get it's bad. But this is the single dumbest moment in television. This is them dropping the ball on a series finale.
But they did that in the 3 other seasons, though, too.
Yeah, but those are finales, and I'm sorry for burping on air. Excuse me. It was that bacon chicken something or other. But anyway, it's one of those things where, yes, the other 3 seasons had basically basically one-off episodes as their finales. But as I've said before, if you think about it, if they had done the smart, like if they knew going into season 4, before they even started production on it, that NBC said, look guys, we're sorry, the ratings aren't that great. You can do your 4th season for 22 episodes, but that's it. If they knew going in before they even started production on season 4, they should have reordered the episodes like I said at the beginning of this podcast. Have Killer Kitt and then Scent of Roses be the final 2 episodes.
And then that's that.
Of the show.
Right.
And then that's that. Because it would have made Knight Rider's going away and ending a hell of a lot better. Because again, you gotta set. I know they didn't know that they were going to do this, but if you look at it this way, if they had done it in the way that I'm suggesting they do it, Scent of Roses, he goes back to the Foundation. When we will pick Michael Knight and the Knight Foundation and all that stuff up later in the 1991 reunion film.
Right, Knight Rider 2000.
Right, Knight Rider 2000. What has happened? It's set in the future, but you would have had something to look forward to. If you had Scent of Roses be the final episode here in place of this shitty ass episode, it would have given you something to say in 1991. Oh hey, so from Scent of Roses, which was the series finale, Michael's been going on to this point, to this point, to this point, and then at some point he finally had it. I don't know, maybe Jennifer pissed him off again. Who knows? At some point he had it and he left. So at some point, from the point of Scent of Roses when he wanted to go back because he lost Stevie, at some point beyond that, he left again. And they specifically reference it in Knight Rider 2000 that he left 10 years ago. It's just, oh God. And I know we're not talking about Voodoo Knight, but honestly, folks, go on Netflix, watch this episode, and then you'll be screaming for the rest of your life. I swear to God. If the listeners have taken this ride with us in the last 31 episodes of this podcast, and you've been with us since episode 1, where we talked about Night of the Phoenix, if you've watched all these episodes with us, you should feel the same way we feel about the series ending to this show. I just don't even know.
I had heard a rumor that they were, if season 4 had done well, there was rumor that there was going to be a 5th season, but that was instantly dropped.
Yeah.
So, okay, season 1 had a good starter, bad ending. Season 2 was the same way, 3 was the same way, and now we're dealing with season 4. And I actually do like the way you kind of reordered those episodes around a bit.
Yeah.
I'm really sad to see that NBC did this in this order. All the way through all 4 seasons.
Yeah.
All of them. I'm just very disappointed in them because Glenn, I've never met the man. I've seen videos of him or whatever, but yeah. I don't know what they were thinking. I can't blame Glenn for this one. Not for the creation. I can't blame him for the creation. It was an awesome thing.
Right.
But
the execution is just shitty.
Yeah, it's just the execution on this. And it's like, okay, why not have, like you said, Killer Kitt and then the Scent of Roses?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like we said about Killer Kitt, over the 4 years that the show has been on the air, they bonded together as friends, even though one is a machine, one is a human. In Scent of Roses, he's in a deep depression. He doesn't really want to, he feels like he's lost his purpose that Wilton Knight set up for him, yada yada. He goes back, he finds Stevie again, they get married, and then she's sadly killed, etc., etc. But point is, bottom line, they didn't do this. They didn't do the 4th season justice like they didn't do the other 3.
Yeah. And this is even worse because this was the final season. I mean, I can forgive not having, the other 3 seasons have but if they knew, as I already said, if they knew at the beginning of season 4 that this was going to be their last, they should have done something better. But anyway, we're going to go to a quick ad break, and we'll come back to close the show, final ratings, all that stuff after this.
Coming to Grand Rapids, Michigan on September 21st and 22nd is GrandCon Gaming and Comics Convention, presented by Celebration Cinemas. Join us in playing or chatting it up with fellow enthusiasts in a community that understands your passions. Get lost in the adventure of your favorite role-playing game. Admire costumes and art from vendors and attendees. Meet the creators behind your favorite mainstream and independent games and comic books. Check out unpublished games and sneak peek at things to come. You can get all this and more at GrandCon. For more information, please visit www.grand-con.com.
Kitt. Yes, Michael.
Just keep driving.
All right, we are back. Ratings for the episodes. Fright Night. What do you give Fright Night?
I have to give this one a 5.
Same here. It was so much better than the 3 episodes we had last week.
Mm-hmm. I have to.
And on its own, it's a good episode as well.
It is.
It's good, yeah.
It is.
Night of the Rising Sun.
I have to give that one a 0. I'm sorry to say. I mean, I understand what it's about, but it's another Villain of the Week episode.
I'm going to give it a 2 just for SPM and the ending. I thought the ending was really cool, and obviously seeing SP. And that's the other thing. In last week's 3 episodes and this week's 3 episodes to end this series, Night of the Rising Sun was the only time I think I saw SPM. He might have used it in Fright Night, I don't remember, but you couldn't even use it in your last episode, so... Alright, Night of the Rising Sun for me gets a 2. Voodoo Knight, can I just say 0 times infinity times infinity times infinity?
Oh, times eternity.
Yeah. Voodoo Knight, 000, 000, quadruple 0. It gets a 0.
It gets a 0 from me. I can't deal with that.
I can't deal with it at all. It's just horrid. It just really, really is. All right, that's it. We're done for Knight Rider Classic. We will be back next week to recap Season 4. And then after that, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and I'll explain why that is next week in episode 32. But for now, we're done watching Knight Rider Classic. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Night. There are several ways to get in contact with us, leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on each and every episode post. You can also join our forums. Click the button on the right-hand side. Email us, feedback at geekcastradio.com. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter. At Beyond the Night is the show Twitter. Mine is TFG and Mike. You can also follow at Geekcast Radio for all the other network updates. And what is your Twitter?
My Twitter is TheMusicMan08.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show, leaving the message for, and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Night and wish you'll join us next time when we will be recapping Knight Rider Classic Season 4. For now, I am TFG and Mike with...
The Music Man 08 Dion.
Kitt, close the show.
Watch with the darkened windows, pal.
This is Hollywood, Michael. I'm wearing my sunglasses.